What if the most beautiful mountains on Earth were also the most deadly? This is Pakistan's northern frontier where three mountain ranges collide, where the roads have no guardrails, where 1 in 4 climbers who reach the summit never comes back down. You've seen Pakistan on the news, but you've never seen it like this. Northern Pakistan doesn't just have mountains. It has the mountains, the Karakoram, the Himalayas, the Hindu Kush, 3 of the highest ranges on Earth converging in one region. 5 peaks above 8,000 meters, more than 50 above 7,000. The densest concentration of high-altitude terrain anywhere on the planet. This isn't the Swiss Alps. This isn't the Rockies. The scale here redefines what mountains can be, and the danger redefines what survival means. The journey into this world begins on the Karakoram Highway. 1,300 kilometers of road carved into living rock, connecting Pakistan to China through the Punjab Pass at 4,700 meters, the highest paved border crossing on Earth. They call it the 8th wonder of the world. They also call it one of the most dangerous roads ever built. On one side, solid rock face. On the other, a drop of hundreds of feet into the Indus River. No guardrails, no margin for error. One wrong turn and there is no second chance. What if I told you this road was built by hand? Over 20 years. More than 800 workers died during its construction. Entire sections were carved with picks and dynamite while suspended from ropes against vertical cliff faces. This wasn't engineering. This was war against the mountain. The road traces the ancient Silk Road, the same path merchants, monks, and armies traveled for thousands of years. The road has changed. The danger hasn't. To reach Fairy Meadows, you don't just drive. You survive a road that the World Health Organization ranked as the second most dangerous on Earth. 16 kilometers, 2 hours, a jeep track cut into the mountainside, so narrow that 2 vehicles cannot pass, so unstable that rain turns the surface to mud, so steep that a single mechanical failure means falling hundreds of feet into the gorge below. There are no guardrails, there is no rescue, there is only the driver's nerve and the mountain's mercy. And yet every year thousands make this journey, because at the end of that road lies something that shouldn't exist, a high-altitude meadow of impossible green sitting at the foot of Nanga Parbat, the 9th highest mountain in the world, a mountain climbers call the Killer Mountain. Nanga Parbat earned that name. Its rupal face rises nearly 5,000 meters from base to summit, the tallest mountain face on Earth. Dozens of climbers have died on its slopes. Entire expeditions have vanished. But from Fairy Meadows, looking up at that killer, you see only beauty. At 2,200 meters, Skardu sits where the Karakoram opens into a vast, dry valley filled with light. It looks peaceful. It is not. Skardu is the gateway to the death zone. Every international climbing team passes through here before pushing into the highest, most treacherous glacial regions on Earth. This city is the last stop before the mountains stop forgiving. The Indus River flows near Skardu, carrying silt from peaks that have never been fully mapped. The people of Baltistan live on small-scale agriculture and livestock, adapting to a climate where winter locks the land for months and the only way out is by air. But Skardu's airport is itself an engineering gamble. The approach requires pilots to perform a Z-shaped bend between mountain peaks, what aviators call the Zulu Bend. Once the aircraft commits to the final approach, there is no turning back. No go-around, no second attempt. The mountains make sure of that. What if the pilot miscalculates? It has happened. The terrain demands absolute precision and punishes everything else. This is the reality of Pakistan's mountains. They don't negotiate. And then there is K2, 8,611 meters, the second highest mountain on Earth, and by every measure that matters, the most dangerous. Everest has been summited over 10,000 times. K2, fewer than 400. For every 4 climbers who have reached K2's summit, 1 has died trying. That fatality rate, 1 in 4, is the highest of any mountain on the planet above 8,000 meters. The local Balti people call it Chagori, the Great Mountain. Climbers have a different name. They call it the Savage Mountain, the Bottleneck, a narrow couloir at 8,200 meters where ice seracs hang overhead like frozen guillotines. 1 collapse, that's all it takes. In 2008, a serac released during a descent. 11 climbers died in a single night. The mountain didn't care about experience. It didn't care about preparation. It never does. K2 doesn't kill the reckless, it kills the prepared, the experienced, the ones who believed they could survive. This is the mountain that defines Pakistan's northern frontier, not because of its height, but because of its refusal to be conquered. Everest is a destination. K2 is a verdict. But these mountains are not only death, they are also survival. The Hunza people have lived in this valley for centuries at 2,400 meters, surrounded by peaks that never lose their snow. Their average life expectancy exceeds most regions in the subcontinent. They irrigate with glacial meltwater. They grow apricots, apples, pomegranates. They endure because the mountains taught them nothing else. And then there is Attabad Lake. In January 2010, a massive landslide buried an entire village. 20 lives lost. The Hunza River was blocked. Over the following days, water rose and filled the valley, creating a lake over 20 kilometers long and 100 meters deep. Houses, farmlands, memories, all submerged beneath turquoise water. Beauty born from catastrophe. That is the contradiction of these mountains. They destroy. And then, in the aftermath, they create something that makes you forget the destruction. Almost. What if I told you the new Karakoram Highway, a 7-kilometer tunnel system along that very lake, was built through the same mountainside that collapsed? The same geology, the same instability. Pakistan built forward anyway, because in these mountains the only option is to adapt or leave. At over 4,000 meters, Deosai opens like an endless sea of grass between sky and stone. The name means land of the giants, and standing here, you understand why. No dense forests. No crowded villages, no roads, just wind blowing without pause across one of the highest plateaus on Earth. This is the last refuge of the Himalayan brown bear, a species that once stood on the brink of extinction in Pakistan. Protection within the national park framework has slowly brought the population back. But this is not a gentle sanctuary. Winters lock Deosai under snow for 8 months. The brief summer, barely weeks, sustains a fragile ecosystem that exists on the edge of what life can tolerate. Deosai doesn't welcome you, it tolerates you. And only for a short time. Pakistan's mountains don't kill because they're hostile. They kill because they're indifferent. They don't negotiate with human ambition. They don't offer second chances. And yet people keep coming. Climbers, travelers, pilgrims, all drawn to a place where beauty and death coexist, where every view could be your last and every survivor returns changed. This is not the Pakistan you see on the news. This is the Pakistan the mountains reveal only to those willing to risk everything to see it. The mountains are waiting. The question is, are you? Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really means a lot. And I will see you next time.